My name is Isabel Treidl, and we're going to be talking about the power of notes, music's impact on emotions and decision making. So, how exactly music can help us with consumers and applied psychology? So in today's world, everything is more challenging because consumers have everything in their fingertips. This is known as the paradox of choice. They get easily overwhelmed with so many options, but music in advertising can be really helpful by creating and tailoring a better message that can connect with our emotions. It can function as a trigger, and it's something that it can lead into brand loyalty and perception. In this order of ideas, music can be a key element. So what is happening in our brain when we're listening to familiar and unfamiliar music, the role of music, and also what is going to happen in context. So I'm going to be sharing about some examples. The first one is a meta-analysis that it compares the brain position emission tomography, the ERP event-related potential, and also functional magnetic resonance. And it's did 23 studies of meta-analysis. They found out by doing an activation likelihood estimate that with the 212 participants, there were some areas that they were commonly always activating when we were listening to a familiar song. So the area, it was the gyrus, which is an area connected with retrieval, which kind of makes sense. And the second area was the ventral lateral nucleus, which is connected with motor and synchronization. And in familiar songs, on the other hand, opposite, they were actually connected to an area that is more emotional and evaluating processing and cognitive, which is actually associated with the insula. So the insula was getting the activation. So we have some limitations. Like one was they included some musicians, and some music have lyrics versus no lyrics. So they need more research and more analysis in order to be more conclusive. Another study is the experience and sampling and explore emotional responses. So this study was using experience and sampling method to investigate how emotions respond, but in a daily basis. So then this was done with 32 students with 2 weeks, and they did also personally individual traits. They analyzed how people, the personalities were, and they were doing a questionnaire. They were always using a palm top, and they were being with some signals 7 times per day in a random way. And after that, they were filling out a questionnaire about the feelings when listening to music. So some of the results, they have positive emotions like happiness and nostalgia when listening to music. But the interesting fact was also when there was a lack of music, they experienced that they were more prominent were anger, boredom, and then also anxiety. Moving forward, of course, this study has some limitations with the sampling, but we have interesting findings. What happened when we bring this connection of music, familiarity, and emotions into a context such as the supermarket? So there was a study about German and French wines, and they actually realized when they were playing the different type of music, it has a correlation with the wine that it was purchased. Wine that it was purchased when it was French wine, it was connected with French music in the background, and German music promote buying a German wine. So we have here the connection. This is actually, we can see when music was being played. And this is actually something that is reinforcing a study that it was done by Norton et al. They talk about music congruity, which is influence the concepts of memory. When you're listening to something, you are in a way being persuaded to retrieve some memories. And these findings is also really interesting to another study that they did in the Tree supermarket with Stockholm, where they have 150,000 customers over 3 weeks. They wanted to analyze what is the type of influences with different type of music in background. And they realized that during weekdays and weekends, the experience was different, because during weekdays, people were more tired. They were prone actually to buy more if they were listening to music, so they were more relaxed. On the other hand, when there was no music, then the person was staying less time, and they were prone to buy less. And this is actually even reinforcing the findings of Millmans in 1982, where he analyzed the consumer behaviors comparing slow music versus fast music. When people start experiencing slow music, they were able to linger, to feel more relaxed, and spend more money. And on the other hand, with fast music, they were actually in a position that they were inclined to spend way less money. So what are the conclusions of these findings? Music improves that is a potent instrument for marketing, capable of influencing mood, evoking feelings, creating atmospheres, and enhancing customers' experience. We need more analysis, but overall, music is a good start to influence and create a strong brand identity. Thank you so much.